Okay, let's focus now on Wolverhampton Wanderers against Arsenal. Obviously, the Gunners are top of the table heading into this Premier League weekend. Been there for most of the season so far. Wolves right at the other end of the table in the relegation zone, struggling, but they do know that after this game, Julian Lopetegui will be coming in, the famed coach from Spain, former Real Madrid, Spain boss, recently at Sevilla, led them to top 4 finishes in the Europa League title. So a lot of experience there, Andy, for him. But when we look at Arsenal in this game, is it simply going to be another easy win for the Gunners? Or they had that setback in midweek, didn't they, against Brighton, where they changed a lot of players in the League Cup? Do we read into that at all? Do they look a bit tired or sluggish? Because if we go on their last Premier League game, they were dominant away at Chelsea, could have won that game by 3 or 4, and everything is just clicking very smoothly into place for Mikel Arteta's side right now.
Yeah, I could not care less about what they did against Brighton in the League Cup midweek with this team. You said it, Joe. Like the way that they played and just they took the field at Stamford Bridge and said, "We expect to win this game." And I don't think this is not a shot, but that is not an Arsenal mentality of for a number of years. That has not been the mindset at that club. It has been, all right, let's not get battered today. Let's try and get something here. And I think the results kind of bared that out over a number of years. And so that was a big test, a big hurdle, I think, for this Arsenal team to get over. Obviously, the fact that we haven't seen them play yet, despite the fact we're 2/3 of the way through the first half of the season before the World Cup, we've not seen them play Manchester City yet. So we don't quite have that head-to-head matchup to say, all right, this is the strength, this is the weakness, this team, that team. But what they did against Chelsea to me was really, really impressive. And they are going to bring so much energy and intensity to this Wolves team that is going to have no idea what to do with it. This Wolves team, as slow as Spurs play, there's some slow playing, like methodical teams in the Premier League this season. Wolves are the slowest among them. Good luck, Wolves. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, Arsenal have been so impressive. And you think about the age of this team, the fact that they can go into Stamford Bridge, play the way they did, and that was the most dominant 1-0 you're going to see in a long, long time. With Wolves, though, it's been really tough for them this season. Obviously, losing Bruno Lage and then the laboured attempt to get Lopetegui, and finally they do have him, and he's not coming in now for another week or so. But then, do you have hope for them? The fact that they've been so bad, haven't picked up that many results, aren't scoring a lot of goals, but they're still within touching distance of all the teams, and a couple of wins and they're in mid-table, right? So it's not all doom and gloom for Wolves. They still have a lot of good players, but it just feels like their squad is just tired and just needs some rejuvenation. And I think Lopetegui is a really good coach, and he is kind of fitting into the DNA of Wolves, right? In terms of they'll sit back, they'll hit teams on the counter. We saw it at Sevilla. The formation he likes to play suits Wolves as well, the 3-4-2-1. But it's going to be tough for them, especially against Arsenal.
Yeah, look, I think actually Wolves are going to be fine. I'm comfortable saying that. I think Wolves will not be relegated there, but not this weekend. I think they do need a hard reset, but there are too many players. It's hard for me to see a team with Ruben Neves going down. And honestly, I wish I could see what happened with, I'm not going to try and say his last name, but if Sasa would have not been hurt, minutes into his Wolves debut. I really think there's a lot of very good players there, and bringing in Collins to go with Kilman. Ryan Aït-Nouri was linked with Man City just last year. I think there's a lot of really good pieces there. Right now, maybe they're having a hard time maybe pulling the curtain or showing the curtain to João Moutinho, who's 37 going on 72, but he's still a player who, in that methodical approach, I mean, maybe you can give him, to Andy's point, you could plug him into Spurs right now and do it. I think Wolves are going to be fine. But it won't be this weekend.
Yeah, let's go with score predictions. I'm going to go with 3-1 to Arsenal. Does that sound about right, Andy?
Yeah, 3-0, maybe I would say.
Just to be different, I'll say 2-0.
2-0. All right, that's fair enough. Whatever happens, all eyes are going to be on Arsenal to see if they can win, remain top of the Premier League table over the World Cup break. I think that'll be huge for them, their belief in the second half of the season, and maybe just who they can attract right in the January transfer window as well. So this is a big, big game for Arsenal, just to try and stay ahead of Man City and just breathe a bit of a sigh of relief that, all right, we weren't just a flash in the pan at the start of the season. We've been able to sustain this. Let's rest. Let's go again. So over at PST, we have you covered with how to watch information, team news, stream link, all that good stuff, then analysis and reaction afterwards as Wolves host Arsenal at Molineux this weekend.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.